So it's a recap of the year is ending and we're gonna march into 2026. So I figured that I could give like a variety of different videos that I played over the years. Doesn't have to be 2025; it could be also 2024. So I'm just going back and show you some games, quality games, competitive games that I have been playing, especially the previous videos. One of the previous videos was Faruja, for example, and my games was variety of different players. So this one is against Nakamura. So the last time I played Nakamura, the last two games were drawn. It was a bullet brawl tournament. The ones that I played recently, one of the ones that I played recently was a while ago, right? This one is also like very close. This game, so I try not to give all the games that, as I mentioned, like all not all the games that I provide that I win or draw, but it's also very like when it's comes to being close, right? It's all about ideas. So this one is a bold game, the World Brawl tournament against Nakamura. This is the only time that I usually play him. And that's actually what I meant by, playing at chess.com. You do have the privilege to play such a strong the second player in the world, right? So it's an honor to play Nakamura. And each time I play him, it's always unique because I try to concentrate. There's sometimes a distraction, but I try to make it, to try to to play competitive. So our games are very interesting, even though he wins and he should be able to win. But the real thing is, how's the games, how's the games of quality going on, right? So you could see that in this game specifically, he played e4, g6. I'm playing the modern that he plays typically, and knight f3, d6. So I usually play c6. I don't know exactly why I played d6 in this game. So he played bishop c4 and he played Queen e2, knight e7. So I'm kind of, trying to put up a setup like h6 next. If he plays here g5, which actually happened, and he plays c3, e6. I'm putting up some structure here just to try to, play c5. Trying to play maybe bishop b7, knight d7, or knight c6. He took, and then he played e5. I actually have to be careful here because obviously there's knight e4, knight d6. If I remember, the computer here likes c4, and or even knight d7 was the idea of once he plays here, this pawn is actually kind of under. He has to defend on e5. What black is not bad here, but knight c6 has been played, and supposedly here c4 was really necessary, or I could take on e5. I played this move stopping knight d6. He played g4, which is pretty strong. As a matter of fact, I feel like knight f5 is probably not a good idea because g4 just kicks the knight out. It's kind of a wasted move. So he played knight d6. As much as this move looks pretty intense, I think black's still in the game though because supposedly this always could happen. Knight takes, queen takes d6. There's still some ideas, bishop c2, and then I played queen c7. You do have to be careful if you're white because this is maybe a real move. So he took on c8, and I think now I'm actually back in the game. If we just open up the computer, as a matter of fact, black is actually better here. It's funny that even during the game, I remember being better, knowing that I'm better. And the reason I'm better here, as for the reasons the computer is giving, is because obviously e5 is really a pawn that I could grab. So if let's say he castles, this is a free pawn, right? There's no really a compensation here. The computer is giving knight h2. Should you take on e5, just simply it's no compensation here after like a4, rook b8. It just feels like once I play here and start moving my knight, it just feels like if anything, black is really controlling the game, right? Normally doesn't happen with Nakamura, right? So normally Nakamura controls the game, right? So it was one of those games where I felt like I was closing in. Just going back here. I don't know why it keeps going back. But anyways, it keeps going back. We're just going back here. So knight f5, knight e7, as we discussed here. So I actually, what happened actually around here, he played bishop e3. Just going back here to see if the computer really likes this. And yes, this is knight takes e5. So around here, it's just I'm up a pawn. I mean, I was kind of like surprised by this, but I just felt like this is an easy game to play for my level, like because it's actually like a free pawn. The real concern for black is just how the king is sitting on f8. How could I connect the rook So the idea is very simple for black. It's just simply to play maybe knight d5 or try to trade on f3, get the bishop on e5 or f6, depending on how things, happening. And then you get to play king g7, right? And he's just up a pawn. It's just simply nothing white could really do to stop the fact that he's just down a pawn, right? I intentionally opening up the computer so you guys could see that was already like black is better, right? Free pawn, he castled. The problem here for me is I needed to play more active. Like once he castled here, I actually was considering knight c4. I remember during the game, but I settled with this one. This one is also very good, but knight c4. The idea maybe is to go for, for this kind of attack. Maybe it's even queen e5. So let's say he plays really passively. Like let's say he plays bishop e4. You just simply take here, and after like pawn takes, computer's giving me knight g8. And the reason for this one is actually maybe the knight goes to here, right? The knight goes to much better square. Not it's basically knight g8, knight f6, right? I don't know why the moves did not register here. Um, Yeah, so knight c4 with the idea is if you just take on e3 and then you just simply play knight g8 and knight f6. You're just maneuvering your pieces to get better squares and you're opening up for the bishop to get active. That's all. So I played knight d5. I'm still opening up the computer so you guys could see that black's still good here. After king b1, this is a blunder supposedly because I actually missed knight takes g4. And that's going to be a second pawn. This is going to be a free pawn. And here's the issue. And I don't know if Nakamura could handle this even himself. After knight takes g4, I don't know if he could handle bishop takes c3. So, like, say here, the problem is this is connected, right? You take here. There's also maybe even knight takes, and you play queen e5, or queen e5 was knight takes was potential. You're just opening up everything. You don't have to do it, but it just gives you an opportunity to um, just it's a second pawn. It's also you want to trade on e3, so everything is just very fluid for black. To my shock, though, and I'm still like completely in shock in this game. Every time I look at it, like, why would I play c4? Like, I don't understand this move. Now you can see that the Velbar just not liking this. The reason this move is very lousy, though, it doesn't open up anything for black. It's not needed. It does give some squares on d4. So, for example, when the pawn on c5, there's like no potential piece could go to c5. So this pawn was being used as a way to like control some key squares on d4. This move is not great by any means. So he played here. Now I had knight takes e3. Again, this pawn might be attackable. And I missed my chance here because after here, if he takes with the queen, it's just knight takes. That's going to be a second pawn. Pawn takes, I believe it's still knight takes g4. This is completely now, would be just technically over, right? Should you just play here, you win the second pawn. And it just doesn't feel like there's anything going for white. To my surprise here, I played but I did take here. Why this move is not coming in? It's so easy to find. I get this far, not able to play knight takes g4. I took here, and this is actually horrible, even if the computer likes it or it doesn't mind it. This move is horrible for me. The reason I feel like it's horrible is because you could take and then f7 might be a target later on. Like I could see rook f1, rook f2, rook f1, doubling up the rooks. F7 is going to be a problem. It's with Nakamura, this is something he's going to do. So he played here, and I played queen e5, and this is already lost. This is like a losing move. The problem is rook d7, rook f1. I just give him the idea, voluntarily give him the idea where I could just simply play knight g4. And this one is much more stronger, complicated for white, because even if you were to play, like, let's say here, all you have to do is like even king e7 and then bring the rooks out. I mean, this is going to be much more difficult for black, for white to do anything. If anything, I'm just up 2 pawns, right? Clear up 2 pawns. Anyways, I played the much more. Just let's hopefully it doesn't reset. It went back. I don't know why it goes back. It doesn't save my progress. So I played here. And this is simply lost. There's no way I could defend. Obviously here, I guess if you play here, there's like a tactic, rook f1, and should you take here, rook takes f3, and then there's f6. My position is being like this bishop is stuck, and it's just very difficult to hold. It's like +4 for now. It's that's basically what really happened. Close. Yeah, close to it. And now I try to play b4, like as if he takes an f5. I mean, this is not gonna happen. There's also like queen b7, and so he played here, and then simply queen b7, and that's completely over. The rook is under attack. Rook takes. I believe I just played here. I resigned because he could take. So this game was very close. I think the critical stage, critical stage, excuse me, the critical stage in this game was actually around. It's around here. I mean, this is knight takes g4, and even if he would have saved the game, it would be like more competitive. So for me, it's like it's really him have to like find the right moves and to defend. So here you could see that the bishop is really connected to the diagonal. It's a second pawn that I'm grabbing. Maybe king e7 is easy move to. It's probably king e7 and rook d8 are pretty much excellent moves defense wise, because now you connect the two rooks. You may also play b4. You could also slow playing it a5 b4, so you could even open up here. It's gonna be very difficult for white to prove anything. I don't know what would happen if this were to happen. Knight takes g4. Likely, my level, the game was going on. This could have been easily winning for black, but it did not happen. But it's a very close game. That was the closest game besides the other two. So that was this one, and then we had two other games after that that happens to be a draw. So I'm still gaining the momentum against Nakamura. That each time that we play, it's typically competitive. There are some other games that they're not really close, but once you start competing, you try to focus. Then I try. So that's one good example that you still could play competitive games against Nakamura, and sometimes he misses stuff. And like the guy's still human after all. He could still miss some stuff, but still, I mean, he plays a lot of games. He's also streaming in between. So you cannot expect him to play the very best every single game, but he's very strong, second player in the world, very strong. He's now hitting new ratings, so I mean he's just getting better and better when it comes to performance. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. Enjoy this one. Almost a recap of the year with varieties of games that I played with Nakamura, with Faruja, and more games to show you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoy that one. Stay tuned for more videos.